Welcome back to the final episode of our top-lining vocal production series. Today we're putting together everything we have learned so far in order to make a full vocal arrangement. Make sure to check out the description below for a playlist containing all songs we used as examples in this series.
So far in the series, we have looked at doubles, harmonies, and various background vocals. We also discussed the importance of vocal delivery, as well as some approaches to vocal processing. Today, we're taking all of this knowledge and figuring out how to use it.
Now, before we dive in, we want to highlight that vocal arrangement can vary a lot from song to song, or even from one top liner to another. It is always important to listen to your own intuition, as well as to your collaborators, and do what you think serves the song best. However, we still want to give you a lot of inspiration and ideas, so today we're looking at some general songwriting and arrangement approaches and showing plenty of examples to learn from.
As part of our previous top-lining series, we made an episode on arranging your lead top-line melody, and we highly recommend you watch it first, as a lot of the concepts we broke down there are applicable to vocal production as well.
We paid particular attention to energy flow within a song, which is also vital here. A single lead vocal would generally feel lower in energy than having stacks of background vocals, while adding more and more harmonies as a section progresses would drive the energy and give a feeling of building up.
We also discussed the importance of tension and release, and background vocals are a great way to highlight this too. A consonant harmony would feel rather nice, while a dissonant one would increase the tension. A continuous set of harmonies would feel complete and steady, while in and out harmonies would create tension and a sense of movement.
But there is one more way to think about arrangement when discussing vocal production. When we arrange a song, we have to think about space. If we were to visualize a song, where would the sounds we're working with be? This may sound a bit abstract, but it's rather simple. Background vocals can make our top line feel wide and big, and this is a great approach to adding contrast from one section to another, or even within a single section.
Sounds complicated? Let's break it down further.
Verses are generally lower in energy, and such a little goes a long way. Verse top lines would often utilize space, and the same can go for arrangement. The lead vocals are often the star of the show here, usually with only reverb and delay filling out the silence.
언제든 준비됐어 날 흔드는 시련은 모두 다 이겨냈거든.
The doubles or harmonies we hear in this section usually accent phrases rather than run throughout the whole section.
아주 상쾌하게 번쩍 잠에서 깬 기분 기지개를 켜며 발을 내디뎌
급선는 말구대의 마음 말에 타요나 이제는 뻔해 저도 kick beep.
Adlibs are another common approach here, especially for rap parts, but also for melodic parts too.
머리 펜체 스웨이로든 떠날래
너를 보면 번쩍하네 fuego 참을 수 없는 갈증을 느껴놓고.
We have spoken many times about question-answer patterns, and for good reason, as these are incredibly common in songwriting. Vocal production can further emphasize those by utilizing one kind of vocal production for the question parts and another one for the answer parts.
벗어나리여 끝없이 펼쳐진 기약 없는 계절을 지워내리여 뜨겁지 못한 날들의 홀로 패인 흉터를
넌 그러다 후회한다고 조금 더 크면 알게 된다고.
Another cool trick here is playing with repetition versus variation. We can have a lead vocal phrase repeat multiple times, but have different background vocals each time. And this can apply to melodic and rap parts again.
La la like me when I roll, la la like me when I'm savage, la la like me when I go, la la like me when I'm
Who are you? I just made myself in now. Who are you? 거울속 비친 넌 누구인가? Who are you?
In general, verses are the sections of a song which contain a lot of variation and flow changes. After all, verses develop the story of a song, and we want the vocal production to highlight this. However, we should always be careful not to overdo it, as more vocals equals more energy, and we want to save that for the chorus.
Pre-choruses often contrast the verses and set the listener up for the chorus. Once again, the exact meaning of this would vary from song to song, but a few approaches stand out to us as fairly common.
While the verses vocal production often plays with space, in the pre-chorus we contrast this with more continuous harmony lines.
Guiding me up 모든 빛이 잠들지 못하게 큰 숨을 몰아쉬고 final fight with us
더 들어와 but we don't care 두려운 것도 anymore 누구도 손댈 수 없어
We often hear airy pad vocals here too, which further enhance the contrast between a snappy verse and a flowy pre-chorus.
Wait, I try to get away. 바뀌어버린 외로움 나.
이건 알려지지 않은 꿈의 건너편의 이야기. I think that you're really gonna dream that.
Finally, we want to highlight a really cool trick here. Oftentimes, we'd utilize space in the instrumental at the very end of the pre-chorus, right before the chorus drops. On the top line, this would usually feature a hooky phrase, often containing the title of the song, and we can further highlight this with vocal production too. So far, we have set up the pre-chorus to be wide and increase the energy. Right at the hook, however, we can introduce contrast and tension by taking all of these background vocals away and leaving the hook to be the focal point. This is not just a surprise to the listener, but also gives us a nice energy reset to then make the chorus hit especially hard.
어렵지 않아, just right now. Cause I'm too spicy for your heart. Bring it fire. 먹구름의 sign. 깊어지는 밤. 내려 들었던 날, 줬던 날 굳게 가도 잠글게 욱한.
And sometimes you can get extra creative with the processing of the hook too.
I bring all the drama.
Bridges are a great section for resetting the energy before the final chorus, and this translates to how we would approach vocal production here too. In fact, everything we spoke about so far can be utilized in a bridge. Some bridges would utilize minimal vocal production, especially in the beginning of the section. We may hear pad vocals, or connected harmony lines. Often we would build up in the second half of the section, leading us to the final chorus, and the vocal production would further enhance this too.
Wait until you see me. Wait until you see me. Wait until
But we are sure you would ask, what about the chorus?
Choruses are arguably the most anticipated part of a song, so getting the vocal production right here is key to a great song. We've said multiple times today that generalizing is difficult, and this cannot be more true when it comes to arranging the vocals of a chorus. So what do we do here?
We said earlier that more vocals means more energy, so going full on with the harmonies and background vocals is an obvious option here.
You stay calling me extra sweet, calling me extra sweet. 작은 pineapple slice of me, this pineapple slice of me.
rising, sun is shining. 쉽게 꺾이지 않는 의지로 더 밝게 비춰.
If the lead top line is a bit more spacious, which is not uncommon in choruses, we would often hear various ad-libs and background vocals too, further increasing the energy.
Talk that shit. 내 숨은 on your lips. It's so sweet. 내 따뜻하게 네가 상상대로.
Chants are a great choice here too, as those generally feel quite high in energy, and they are particularly popular for dance break style final choruses.
넌 뭘 희생할 수 있나? 다 버릴 수 있나? 그저 맘대로 움직여 we go walk. We go walk. 그저 맘대로 움직여 we go walk.
Alternatively, if we want to contrast a very stacked pre-chorus, we can keep the lead vocals the center of attention here, which we hear in more minimalistic choruses.
휘바람 휘바람 바람 바람 Can you hear that? 휘바라바라바라밤
It's too hot. Smoke coming out the boombox. Smoke. Hold up, it's too hot. Smoke coming out the boombox.
We made a whole video about antidrops, which you can check out here.
But remember how we varied repetition in verses with different background vocals? We often hear this in choruses too. After all, we want a song to be catchy, which repetition helps with, but we don't want it to get boring, and introducing variation with background vocals is a fantastic way of striking this balance.
Oh déjà vu Oh déjà vu Oh déjà vu now get me now 이제 내가 너를 잡아 now I'm a savage give me now give me now 너의 말이 보여 네 약점 algorithm give me
In fact, this approach can apply to the whole song. We generally repeat the chorus 3 times in a song, with the repetition ensuring catchiness. However, you would often notice subtle variation between each chorus. The second chorus may introduce new ad-libs, and the final chorus would almost always allow a main vocalist to show off their skills with high notes.
One kiss 단 한 번에 너를 흘려버린 drink You won't forget my kiss One kiss 단 한 번에 너를 흘려버린 drink You know you won't forget my kiss One kiss 오직한 너의 강렬한 끌림 Get ready for my kiss One kiss 헤어날 수 없는 어찌란 끌림 You know you won't forget my kiss
And sometimes, though not always, we could even choose to do this in the second pre-chorus, just for that extra spice.
더 들어와봐 we don't care 두려운 것도 anymore 누구도 손댈 수 없어 더 들어와봐 we don't care 두려운 것도 anymore 누구도 손댈 수 없어
What you gonna do when I come for you? What you gonna do when I come for you?
A lot of choruses utilize question-answer pattern too, and vocal production once again plays a big role here too.
I'm so nice. Better talk to me nice. Some good die. 너나 가져 난 mine.
But there is one more aspect of vocal production which we can't ignore here.
This is truly a huge topic which deserves its own series, but we can't not mention it here too. The way we choose to process our vocals will vastly affect how we perceive a full vocal arrangement and a whole song.
We said earlier that we should think about vocal arrangement in terms of space. When having a lead vocal on its own, it would feel rather close and narrow. When we add doubles and/or harmonies, the vocal starts feeling wide. Remember how in verses and choruses we would often only accent certain phrases? We know this would add some movement melodically, but it would also shape how the song feels in terms of space.
다음 단계로 take off 찾았다 문 밖으로
그대란 낯선 이 방인을 버려둘까 솔직히 너무 신경 쓰여 재미삼아 놀려줄까
And we can once again use this approach to highlight question-answer patterns too.
We're my girls, we gon' shake some We don't run, we don't chase some
Oh no You better run Oh no
While toplining and vocal processing are related, they are still different skill sets. We would not necessarily recommend someone in the beginning of their toplining journey to also be tackling mixing techniques at the same time. This is where plug-and-play templates can be quite useful, which is exactly what we're bringing you today. Our Logic Pro vocal template for topliners uses stock plugins only and is laid out in a way which would instantly allow you to arrange your ideas and hear the full context better. As we all know, presentation matters, and our template would help you present your topline ideas in the best way possible. You can grab it now on our Ko-fi page, and our monthly supporters get a generous discount too. Link is down below.
Let's summarize everything we have looked at in this video. Similarly to arranging your lead top line, vocal production also follows a similar set of rules. We care about the overall energy flow of the song, tension and release, and we also consider how the vocals would feel in terms of space.
For verses, we would often let the lead shine with vocal production accenting phrases, and we often hear ad-libs here too.
Pre-choruses often utilize airy pad vocals, continuous vocal harmonies, and generally want to build the energy up for the chorus.
Bridges can utilize all of the above, generally resetting the energy in the beginning of the section and building up at the end for the final chorus.
Choruses can vary a lot depending on the song, but the main goal is getting the energy right here. Stacks of vocals, as well as more ad-libs and chants would feel quite hype, but we can also subvert expectations with minimal vocal production.
And finally, we want to ensure that the vocal processing enhances the top-line writing and arrangement.
And this marks the end of our vocal arrangement series. Now it's your turn to take all of this knowledge and apply it. Show us how you're getting on Discord, and you do want to join us as we just launched our newest challenge and it is not too late to get involved.
If you like our content, please consider supporting us over on Ko-fi. If you want to learn more about toplining, check out this video where we break down a favorite K-pop songs of ours.